Hello guys and welcome to the PHP crash course for 2021. This is probably a great course for you if you start learning PHP. This course will get your feet wet in just very little minutes. Okay, so this is just a crash course. If you're looking for like a course that's 20 to 30 hours, this is not the best course for you. Okay, so let me start with what exactly is PHP. A PHP is a server-side scripting general-purpose programming language. A server-side means that it runs on the server, okay? A scripted language means it's a runtime. It runs on a runtime environment and it's suited very well with other programming languages. Okay, so PHP stands for also hypertext processor, PHP hypertext processor, or it can stand for personal homepage. Okay, it's an interpreted backend language. Okay, it runs on the server and it's created by Rasmus Lerdorf right here. Okay, if I left a link for you if you want to check some of this information out on Wikipedia. Okay, now to the next slide. So why basically learn PHP? PHP runs on various platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix. It's actually a C-like language, okay? And it's adapted by tech giants like Facebook, Wikipedia, and even Tumblr. And it's the most famous content management system, which is WordPress. It's built on top of PHP. Okay, so PHP also supports a wide range of databases, like MySQL, Postgre, even NoSQL languages like MongoDB, and so on. Okay, so PHP is also free and open source, and you can develop that means you can develop your plugins, your frameworks, and your tools in general with PHP. Okay, so PHP is easy to learn also and runs efficiently on the server side. Okay, it's very easy to learn, not like the C programming languages like C++, Java, and C#. Okay, so how basically the web works. If you are a back-end developer, you should know how the web works. Basically, I'm going to talk about in here just briefly. Okay, so we have the client right here, which can be you, me, anyone in the world who have a computer and he's trying to access the internet. First he goes to his search bar and type, like, let's say udemy.com. What happens actually when he types udemy.com, he's asking the browser for some request, and this request gets to a web server, let's say an Apache web server or any kind of web server, and the web server requests gets the certain page he's trying to get, and it gets to the back-end language, which can be the PHP, PHP or Node.js. Node.js is actually a runtime, not a programming language, or it can be Ruby on Rails, which is a framework, or any back-end tool right there. And the back-end tool gets this certain page, which can be an information from the database, or a file like an image, or just sending an email. And let's say it's getting an information from a database. This information gets back to the code, and the server just processes the request or the information from the database, and it gets put back to the client right here on his browser. Okay, so what happens, it's just a request to the server, and the request goes to the code, which is the backend code, which can be any programming language, and just gets back the information to the client again. Okay, so this is briefly it. And the tools we're working we're working with on this course. It's going to be like 4 tools right here. Okay, the first thing is the server, which is going to be the Apache server. Okay, and the database, which is going to be like MySQL, the text editor, which is Sublime, and the web browser. I'm guessing you have Chrome already installed. So all of these, the server and the database will be included in the exam server program. Okay, an exam comes with the server, with the Apache server, and the database, which is MySQL. And of course, we're going to be working with the server Apache in this course. So what's basically a server? Let's discuss that. A server is basically a piece of program that allows you to run web applications on top of them. A server can be local or it can be global. Okay, a global server, like your server, is a server you're watching this video on right now. You're probably in my landing page course and you're watching this on a global server. Okay, so for the text, for the database, we are going to be using MySQL, and for the text editor, a Sublime text will do. But if you have any text editor like Notepad++, like Visual Studio Code, this also would be a cool choice. You know, any code editor will do. You can even use your Notepad, you know, on your Windows, but whatever you want is going to be really fine. Okay, this is all up to you. As a browser, it can be Chrome, it can be any web browser you want. This is also not mandatory. Okay, so now we're in the last page of our slides, and this is it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Just go to my landing page on Udemy, go to my profile on Udemy, sorry, and just send me your questions. My social media will be in there. Okay, see you inside the course.